Hello everyone and welcome to another royal reading. I am going to be doing a reading today that was suggested in the comments, and thank you as ever for your comments and for your suggestions. I do make notes of the readings that I catch in the comments and the ones that appeal to me, and this one certainly interested me and it will hopefully interest all of you watching, and that is to see how the Queen feels about Prince Charles as a king as opposed to Prince William as a king, and whether she in fact feels that Prince Charles should skip a turn. So let's have a look just for a little bit of light relief. The reading yesterday was quite harrowing for me, and certainly for some of you, as I saw in the comment section. So I'm going to be doing a compare and contrast reading, a 7-card reading, well, an 8-card reading actually, looking at Prince Charles on the one side of the reading and Prince William on the other side of the reading from the Queen's point of view, how she feels that they would each perform as a monarch and the impact it would have on the public and on the monarchy, and then whether she in fact feels that Prince Charles should step aside for Prince William. So Prince Charles is going to be going up the left side of this spread. Prince William is going to be going on the right side of this spread, and let's try and fit them in. Always a challenge for me. And then the final telling card here is the skip a turn card. And so the center of this reading, this card here is just a general heart of the matter card, and here it is, I would say, with the Ace of Wands in the reverse, the line of succession going forward. To me, that's very much depicting the line of succession, handing over that staff. It's almost like a relay race. Here you go, here's the baton, on you go, but it's in the reverse. So she's not happy. I think when I see that card, she's not convinced that the line of succession is secure, in the sense of that the crown, the power, the authority that is manifest in that wand is being handed to the right person. So let's see, the first question is, what kind of a king does she feel each of them would be? So Prince Charles, what kind of a king would Prince Charles be? And that has to make me laugh. I'm sorry. I am not opposed to Prince Charles as a person, but the Queen feels, well, first of all, that he would agonize over things. It would be a bit of a torment for him to be king. He would worry, he would have sleepless nights, he would be indecisive, he wouldn't know what to do. But also I think she is just wretched over the idea of him being king. She's really anxious. This is something that keeps her up at night, possibly even, in my opinion, puts her in hospital. And of course, this is just a tarot reading and entertainment purposes, or just my opinion. She's desperately worried about this. She's desperately worried about what kind of a king Prince Charles would be. And she feels also that he would agonize over it himself and not be ready for it, not want it really. It's not something that he actually wants, and it's certainly not something that she wants. So that's a very interesting card to come out right there. Quite horrifying, actually. I wasn't expecting such a dramatic energy and such a dramatic rejection of Prince Charles as king. And of course, she is his mother. She knows him. And how does she feel about Prince William as king? Oh yes, that will work. That's a good, honest card, the Three of Pentacles. That's somebody who's a team player, who listens to advice, who is very good at delegating, very good at getting people to work with him and encouraging him. He would definitely take instructions. He would also rally people around him. He would master his craft, and it would be a positive thing. There's no ego there, there's no pride, there's no mental torment there. She feels it would be in safe hands. That's a master craftsman energy that comes off that. It would be in solid hands, the monarchy. And Prince William would be a very good monarch. He would be, as I keep saying, he would be a team player. He would take good advice from people. He would put a good team together. And that would be a very good thing for the monarchy. There's no sort of element of narcissism, shall we say, in there. He would be quite a humble king and a rational, reasonable king, hardworking king. And it's very, very interesting to see the difference between the energies in those two cards. The one side, absolute horror. The other side, yes, we're in safe hands. And so how does she feel that the public would respond to each of them? How does she feel the public would respond to Prince Charles? Well, that's very positive, the Chariot. It's not a negative energy at all. She sees that the public would actually get behind him with that card and be quite enthusiastic about him, and that's quite strange because that's not the kind of energy that I would have expected to see there. I don't think she's seeing it as the public would get in their chariots and drive away from the monarchy, but we'll find out because I do have a question about that. But yeah, it's as if she feels that people would rally behind him with that chariot energy, because the chariot is always about pulling together. People pulling together. It's about different energies coming together and being harnessed and actually working out. So it's actually a very positive card that she feels that he would actually mobilize people and they would come together behind that chariot. Very interesting. Not at all what I expected to see. And how does she feel about Prince William? How people would respond to Prince William as their king? And that's a completely different energy, a much more reserved energy with the Page of Swords. And remember, of course, that this reading is about should we skip a turn. It's got nothing to do with me. So when I say we, it means, of course, the monarchy itself and the people who make these kinds of decisions, if it's even possible to make this kind of decision. But this looks like, no, we need to go with Prince Charles. The public expect it. It's the right thing to do. It will be fine. It will go forward. He himself might be a nervous wreck. The Queen herself might be a nervous wreck thinking about it, but the public would actually rally. Whereas perhaps this is the idea that it's too soon for Prince William. It's a juvenile energy, as I always say when I see a Page of Swords. He is still in that card. The Page of Swords is very much about learning. You are doing research, you are getting ready, but you are not ready. And so from the public's point of view, it seems that they think that Prince Charles is ready to take the reins of the monarchy, whereas Prince William is still learning. He's still too young. And so I feel a bit more comfortable now with that understanding. I think that is the right interpretation. So the public is a bit wary of Prince William still. He's not ready. It needs time. He needs time to mature. He needs time to find his way and to learn all the things that he's got to learn. Prince Charles is ready. He's a done deal. They know what they're in for with Prince Charles. And so they're actually quite comfortable with the idea of Prince Charles taking the reins because, as I say, he's a known quantity. What will be the outcome for the monarchy of each of them? The outcome for Prince Charles of his reign. And it's not a particularly happy outcome for the monarchy. 3 of Cups in reverse. It looks as if the monarchy is going to go through some trying times with Prince Charles at the helm. Perhaps lose friends, people who might support the monarchy. By the end of it, by the end of Prince Charles's reign, are going to be rethinking their loyalty and their support. Because it is the friendship card, it is coming together. 3s are always collaborating, working together, happy in a happy way with the 3 of Cups. But with that energy, it's as if by the end of Prince Charles's reigns, people will have had enough. They are rather regretful of their possible enthusiasm here. and thinking, well, we're done with that now, it's over, the party's over, we need something else in our lives. And how will Prince William's reign impact the monarchy? What will be the impact of that? And it will be wonderfully successful. You'll all be very happy to see that card. I know I am very happy and very relieved to see the Six of Wands, the victory, triumphal reign. It is going to be a triumphal reign. It is going to re-establish the monarchy. If it has suffered some damage with that side of things, the Prince Charles side of things, by the time we come to the Prince William side of things, it's all good. It's going to go well. It's going to be very successful. He's going to be very authoritative, very highly regarded, very powerful, very popular, and all good. So, a sigh of relief from me. I had to have a little pause there, literally for a sigh of relief. Central card, the 8th card of this reading. Does Her Majesty the Queen feel that Prince Charles should step aside, that he should skip his turn and hand the reins of that chariot, the only major arcana in this reading so far, should he hand over to Prince William? What does the Queen feel about it? And we get the Star in reverse, and it does seem as if she actually thinks that he should, because the Star, of course, is about your divine path, among many of its possible meanings, being a star, literally shining, it's your moment to shine, but it's also that divine path, it's that purpose in life. And with the Star in reverse, it's as if she's thinking, Prince Charles, you don't need to shine. It's not the right thing for you to do. It could very easily be that you could step aside and not shine and let someone else shine. A major arcana that's come out there. And it's particularly interesting because of the Ace of Wands down here at the root of this reading, the heart of the matter of this reading, that she's not comfortable with the line of succession as it is. And of course, all of these cards in this Prince Charles side of this reading are very negative, very difficult cards, except for this Chariot. And that was the public, how the public's going to respond. And a very surprising card for me there. Whereas the Prince William side, very positive, except for this idea that he might be too young, that he's still got some learning to do. He's still got some of his own life, some living to do. And that is the deciding factor, I think. But definitely the Queen feels that this is something that should be considered, and that is something that she is considering, and perhaps having a chat with Prince Charles about. And perhaps one of the things about the Three of Cups in the reverse is that it's a disappointment, and perhaps there is ultimately a disappointment in store for Prince Charles. And very interesting. This was just a look at it from the Queen's point of view. We'll have to do a reading in the near future and see from Prince Charles's point of view how he feels about this now, whether he feels that he should step aside and let Prince William take over, because as we see from the Six of Wands, when Prince William does finally take the reins, it's going to be very successful. And so that's a very encouraging energy over there. And however difficult this is for Her Majesty the Queen and for Prince Charles, all good. You're in safe hands ultimately when Prince William does take over. So interesting, and thank you for suggesting this reading. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one.